Man, were you threatened, to keep all this secret?
Yeah, I was. I can't even lie. I was. When I left the party, before I left out the door, like these three large gentlemen said, we don't want to hear nothing about what you saw tonight. And if we do, we already know where you live. We know exactly who you are, and it ain't gonna be a pretty picture. You know what I mean? So I was forced not to say anything. There's a lot of us who know a lot who was forced not to say a thing. Out of fear of losing our life. And then like a lot of us, weren't by where we grew up. We was in Los Angeles. I didn't grow up in L.A. I'm from Northern California. So, I have a lot of family in Pasadena, but I was in the Valley. And if you know anything about that, it's a dip away. And I didn't want to bring my family into some craziness they just didn't know nothing about. You know what I mean? Like, they wouldn't understand it. Like, what is this? What are you talking about? It just wouldn't make sense to them. So I just didn't say anything. And now, I'm an older gentleman or whatever, so I can say what I want to say.
Were you asked to do anything at that particular party?
Well, yeah, it was wide open. If I wanted to, I could have just joined right on in. Like, it was no problem. But it, happened so fast. As soon as I walked in, you see it. You know what I mean? It's like, it was like Caligula or something. You know what I mean? And they was like looking at you, like inviting, like, take your clothes off and join. Y'all tripping. Again, I was with a dude from the street who was a multi-millionaire at the time. We didn't have to do those things. We had money, and we didn't have to, rock that kind of way. We just had fun with, hanging with ourselves. We worked extremely hard. And we bought nice things, and but we ain't had that to do, kissing other men, and man, it was bizarre, man. That's why I walked up to that dude who's a dude that was on TV, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And somebody picked that. I was reading some comments, and somebody picked who that exactly was. I was like, they somebody must have been there. Because they picking out these right people.
How long were you there before you said, you know what,
I was there to look and see what was going down, and then I saw the dude that was on TV. I screamed on him, and then I got with the Fuzzy and the dude who's a very prominent, person in the music industry now, whatever. And I said, hey, man, y'all tripping. Hey, bro, check this out. I'm out of here. Y'all can live. No, Rico, it's some of the most prominent people in the movie industry and the music industry. I was like, man, fuck them, and fuck you if that's how y'all getting down. And I bounced out. Before I got to the door, them dudes came up and was like, yo, well, what you saw tonight, we don't want to hear nothing about, because we know who you are and we know where to find you.
That right when you heard that, were you afraid, or were you just like, you know what, man, this is, shocked? What was going through your mind?
I just kind of looked at him like, man, yeah, y'all don't have to worry about me saying nothing, but trust me, when I got out that door, all I had to do was call P, and trust me, it would have been Versy, it would have been Pokey, it would have been Maine. It'd have been the whole crew, and we would have tore that shit out the frame. Trust me. But I just, it was like, I ain't gonna bring no harm to them, because, I went. That was on that was me. I went, and I saw, and I just told the dudes, look, I ain't gonna say nothing, man. Whatever. I wasn't trying to subscribe to violence, whatever. Bring my record company into some violence, because they never really did nothing. All they just said, just don't say nothing, But trust me, if they did something, if they had done something, the whole No Limit would have been there, and we would have shut that shit down.
Did you ever tell P about this?
Yeah, I told him. He was like, Reek, oh man, like Pete told me, he was like, look, I promise, this is what he said this. He said, look, what y'all finna realize and recognize real quick that No Limit is on a whole nother level than a lot of people y'all see on TV. A lot of people are broke and they want to seem like they got something, but they don't. And these people are willing to do anything to try to get next to you, to get next to me. So y'all leave these people alone. If you get to know them, if you want to, date a woman or whatever, but don't bring them around because y'all don't know these people have hidden agendas.
Case
he was right, man. Beyond. I mean, there's a bunch of them, man. They did this slime balls, and you could turn on your TV and see all of them right now. They just complete slime.
So there was a bunch of them. I mean, okay, you had the guy who you met outside the store with Fuzzy, and that was the main guy, obviously. And then there was a guy on TV that you went up to. But as you're looking around, you're seeing all kinds of other people too as well. Are they actors, singers, producers, or just a
They was
people?
Producers. They were movie executives. Man, it was some cats, man. Like I say, that are very, very powerful, man, in the movie and TV industry. And oddly enough, it was more of them than it was music people. It was a lot of TV, and because I found living in LA after a while, I found out who these people were. I was like, oh, you was at that party. Yeah, you was at that party. You a weirdo.
Yeah, absolutely. And before that, you had Jamie Foxx warn you about this type of stuff. Did you ever tell him what happened at this particular party?
Nah, I just kind of like listened to him, because it was it was a bunch of pretty girls there. Jamie always had a bunch of bad honeys there, so I was like, yeah, Fox, man, look, I ain't tripping, man. I ain't going to none of these little weird ass parties. All right, bro, be careful, man. And then all he said was, I know this sounds crazy, but that's what he did. Jamie's crazy, man. But again, he's extremely articulate. He's very funny, man. But he was very serious about telling me, don't go to them parties, man. Don't go, because you ain't gonna come out. You ain't come out right if you do, huh?
Did he go into detail of what goes down at some of those parties?
No, he didn't. Because again, like we was at his party, so he just kind of warned me, And another guy that was his buddy, man. His name is Chris. I think he's an actor. He used to be on Jamie Foxx show. I forget whatever Jamie Foxx sitcom was. And he was there too, and he kind of was like co-signing, you don't go to them parties, man, So, I didn't go. After that. You didn't have to see me going none of them weird parties. I wasn't looking for them. Wasn't trying to go. But a lot of people, a lot of like the speculation of a lot of people who people speculated are doing some weird things. They are right. They are doing some weird stuff. So you could just open your mind and just like, yo, yeah, they do it.
Are people asking you? Are people trying to get information out of you as far as like who these people are that were trying to groom you into all this? Oh
yeah, man. After you gave me that interview, I had a host of different podcast people calling me like, who are they? Who are? I was like, bro, like you tripping? I don't know who you are first and foremost, and I don't know who you sitting with if I was to tell you, or who you gonna make a phone call to. Man, don't worry about it. Just know it went down. You don't go,
Make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications, like, comment, share. Also go over to UGSforLife.com, download the entire archive, and check out new episodes on Apple Podcasts and Blog Talk Radio.